absolutely, Sean. When I first got there in May of 1996, I noticed Monica
Colonel
Lewinsky
Buzz
with
Patterson.
actual access to the West Wing and the Oval Office because she was an intern. She didn't work there. And I would often on weekends be required to place phone calls for President Clinton to world leaders. One time I remember in particular, he wanted to get Hosni Mubarak, the Egyptian president, on the line and had me come to the Oval Office and place a phone call for him. Well, I had President Mubarak on the line. I had to go into the Oval Office. And again, in the back study where Gary's talking about, Bill came around the corner, President Clinton came around the corner with his pants undone and his shirt unbuttoned, and I interrupted him and Monica Lewinsky. That was my first indication of what was going on, and I talked to a couple of Secret Service guys after that, and they confirmed my suspicions. So
you actually basically caught them in the act. Was that the day she had the blue dress on, or another day?
No, I never saw her. I never saw her other than I saw her walking in and walking out. So I didn't see what she was. I can't recall what she was wearing. But I had to place a phone call from Betty Curry's desk. She was the secretary. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was at Betty Curry's desk placing the phone call to Egypt. And it took me a little while to get President Mubarak on the line. And when I finally got him on the line, I had to alert President Clinton to come to the phone, and that's where he was back in the study with Monica. So I never saw her in the study at that moment, but I did see her walk in and walk out. So it was very clear to me very early on in my time there what was going on.
What did you think of that video that came out about Bill Clinton groping that flight attendant, had his hands between her legs?
Well, I had experience with that too, John, as we talked about last time. We were coming back from Europe on Air Force One late at night, and I landed at Andrews and helicoptered over to the South Lawn, and I put President Clinton to bed. Went to my bedroom in the lower wing of the East Wing, lower floor of the East Wing. The phone rang. It was Mark Donnelly, President's personal pilot. Air Force One pilot on the phone, and he had a young staff sergeant, young lady flight attendant, Air Force One flight attendant, in front of him in tears. And President Clinton had cornered her in the galley of Air Force One and sexually molested her. I had to walk down to the Oval Office as a young major in the Air Force and confront the commander-in-chief and arrange an apology between him and the young lady, the Air Force One flight attendant. That's all she wanted was an apology. She didn't want to come forward. She was married, had kids, and just didn't want to be part of that whole, Paula Jones, Monica Lewinsky, Kathleen Willey explosion. And we arranged the apology on Air Force One, which he did, which was very uncontrite. He apologized if he'd hurt her feelings. I believe that's the word he was using at the time. So I had very upfront and close personal experience with that as well.
So, I mean, you literally had